welcome back. Thank you so much for listening. I am your host, Bobby Braceface, and you are listening to Midday Monologues. That's right, it's Midday Monologues, not Nocturnal Talks. And today we got we haven't had a Midday Monologues in a while, but today it's just so much going on, so we got to talk about something. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're just going to zip through it and get through as much as we can today. And if we have time, we have a very, very special musical guest that I'm excited to play some music for you. Anyway, if we do eventually get there. But let's start let's start from the top. You know, usually we talk about politics and then we get into the nerd stuff. And sometimes I say that we're just going to straight hop to the nerd stuff. And sometimes we stick on the politics for a little bit too long. But we got to talk about a little bit of everything because, as you guys know, it's just crazy out here right now. Do not forget that we are still in the middle of a pandemic. That's right. So, yeah, and that means it's serious when you hear that. So, first, we got to talk about the big topic of the day. Well, one of the big topics of the day. Democratic presidential candidate has chosen his running mate, who is Kamala Harris. Now, the interesting thing about this is, big deal. Like, whoa, watch out. So, they were obviously opponents before they became running mates. And there's just a lot of controversy going on because there's always going to be controversy with politics. And, you know, there's always some secrets and it's just a big, wild world out there, and you just never know what's really going on and what relationships mean what or anything. But anyway, so Joe and Kamala, I think we can go on first name basis by now. They're in this together now. They are basically our last hope. Well, not that we've got to be against number 45 like this. You guys know how it is. You know, we just got to be smart about this situation that we're in right now, and we have to be smart about the decisions that we make in the future so that we don't get into another situation like this, right? Right. So anyway, it's just funny because earlier when they were opponents, Kamala Harris had everything to say about Joe Biden, about him being a rapist, he's a racist, and all of these things. And really, what I'm basically getting to is you just can never really truly trust a politician and what they say. It's all a game, and what are you going to do? They're all we got. They're our last hope. So we're just going to have to just really pay attention to everything that's going on. Listen to what they have to say. As Kamala told Stephen Colbert, it was a debate. And in debates, in fights, in war, all is included. Nothing, it's all about winning the war. So I guess that's what you can say to that. But anyway, we may touch back on that a little bit later. We got a lot more things to get through. I want to talk about some well, this isn't really necessarily WTF news, but we got some science rules news that also kind of connects to the WTF news, right? So scientists have found there's a massive cloud out there, gas cloud, and scientists have detected, well, I'll say heard, they heard a heartbeat, and at least it sounds like a heartbeat. It's a pulsating rhythmic sound, and they don't really know how it got there. So here's the thing, where they found it, this is a sector of the universe that they've been studying for 10 years, and it's about 100 light years away. And this particular area, you have a giant sun that's 30 times the mass of our sun, and our sun is already the biggest thing in our solar system. So this giant sun is 30 times larger than that, or 30 times the mass of our sun. And then it's also basically right next to a black hole. And a black hole is basically just an everlasting, inverted thing that we don't really truly understand, but it's like it's a phenomenon, you know. And yeah, so what's going on here is the sun and the black hole are orbiting each other, and as the black hole is orbiting that sun, it's pulling in some material, some universal material. I don't know, black dust, black matter, dark matter, or whatever it is. And as it's doing that, and it does this every 13 days. Now, how they measure that, I guess they measure that by our days. But if that's measured by our days, and our sun and earth are nothing compared to this black hole and this giant mass of a sun, I'm not even going to try to figure it out because it don't make no sense. But anyway, yeah, so as this black hole is pulling in material, it splashes around like a bathtub, like water in a bathtub. And some of those gases that get splashed into this black hole, they just kind of like do their own thing, and they splash over there on that black matter wall. And apparently this is where the pulsation is coming from. Here's the kicker. Scientists still don't know how this is happening. That wasn't funny. Whoa, relax, you guys. Jeez, I don't know. I'm so excited about that. All right, so anyway, our next topic is going to be, we're going to just hop to the movie news, you know, let's just get light really quick, you know. So The Matrix 4, I don't know if The Matrix 4 is really light, because, you know, it's funny that we're hopping from universal space news to The Matrix. And in The Matrix, the world as we know it is not what we think it is, unless you're quote unquote detached or released from the machines. And now there's a rumor that we were never, at least in the film universe, that they were never freed from the machines. So basically the ending of the Matrix Revolutions, I guess that was just another joke played on us by the machines, which is, I don't know, interesting. So anyway, another thing that's pretty interesting about this is, so we got Carrie-Anne Moss, of course we got Keanu Reeves, and we got a bunch of new players. And one of those new players is Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who's he's been in so much right now. This dude is basically becoming a fan favorite for like nerddom, low key. Like this guy is in everything right now. Anyway, it's a rumor that he is replacing Lawrence Fishburne, because Lawrence Fishburne went on record himself and said that he is not going to be in this movie. And that's like, what? People are like pretty much outraged that freaking Morpheus is not going to be in the Matrix movies. Like, what am I going to go for? To see Neo? I mean, Neo's pretty cool. But come on. You got to have freaking Morpheus. Like, what are you doing? So, yeah. So, that's happening. We don't know how that's going to happen, what's going to happen with that. But we do know that the movie is apparently set to premiere on April 1st, 2022. And The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were supposed to premiere on the same day. But, you know, because we're in a pandemic, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So I'm not sure when John Wick, I don't know if John Wick has even started filming yet. I know The Matrix has started filming, and they're doing, like, they were doing some stunts, and I saw the stunts, you know, like they're like jumping off of buildings. They got the wire work, Keanu Reeves carrying Moss on a motorcycle. It looks really cool. So, you know, we'll see. I'll check it out. It's not going to be Avatar 4 or whatever. I'm pretty sure it'll be out before then. Anyway, moving on. So our biggest topic of the day is DC fandom. Now, it's our biggest topic, but we're probably going to talk the least bit about this because we have so many other things to get through today. So DC fandom is basically the DC Comic-Con, and because we are in a pandemic, it's definitely not a live Comic-Con. It's going to be a virtual Comic-Con, and this is pretty much the first of its kind, at least on this scale. So it's going to be pretty cool. Some of my sources told me that it's going to be almost like a video game in the sense that you have to create an avatar, and you sign up for all these different events going on during the whole thing, and you'll get to walk around as your avatar, and you'll get to see all these different videos and everything. And first of all, I have to tell you that DC has a lot planned this year, or DC fandom has a lot planned in general, because we have so many movies, we have TV shows, comic books, but there's a big emphasis on the movies. Obviously, that's where the money is really. And I want to first jump to the one movie that's pretty big first of all, I'll jump to the one movie that is probably the biggest, but I'm not really necessarily looking forward to it that much, which is Matt Reeves' The Batman. And this is with Rob Pattinson. He's going to be Batman. That's going to be, I don't know, that might be pretty interesting. I'll check it out. We'll see how he does with it. He's pretty cool. He's a great actor, and what I hear about this Batman is he's basically going to be going back to Detective Batman, so that's really exciting. I want to see Detective Batman. But anyway, and also Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. That's definitely going to be dope. Anyway, what I'm getting at about the event. Also, I know I'm jumping around here, but very much so looking forward to Zack Snyder's Justice League footage, whatever they do. They're definitely going to release something. Zack Snyder's been making a huge, heavy social media presence ever since he announced. Seriously, actually, this entire time since it was announced that they were going to release his cut of Justice League, and in between. And I think that's probably how he's able to even release Justice League, because he has been on it so much, and the fans, we have been on it. Thank you so much, fans. Thank you guys so much. We did it, you guys. Anyway, so the event is going to kick off on August 22nd. So that is literally right around the corner. Get ready for that. But the weird thing is they have a second event, and that's because they have so much planned that they have to push some stuff back. So the second event is going to be on September 12th, which is really weird. I feel like that's like a big jump. That's like a long time to wait. But so that's on September 12th. Did I say 22nd or 12th? On September 12th, basically it's just going to be like a kid-friendly universe, and it's also going to be interactive. And they're just going to be talking about other little random things in the DC universe. Now, speaking of the DC universe, the Harley Quinn animated show has been huge. It's probably one of the biggest hits on the DC universe, which they are apparently about to cancel. It's been one of the biggest hits on there. And it's really crazy that Harley Quinn is... The animated show is so good. So it's not surprising that it's a fan favorite. But, so we got the Harley Quinn show, we got Doom Patrol, which is also a pretty big, well-loved show by the fans, and, also Titans, but Titans isn't loved as much as the other show. And that's kind of like that's all they have to offer. They don't put anything new on there, and they should have added the DC universe to the HBO Max streaming service, because they're actually about to cancel the DC Universe streaming app or streaming service or whatever it is. It's not an app, because I've looked for an app and I haven't even found it. I don't even know what it is. It's just a regular streaming service. It's so random. You have to log on there from some other... instead of you just having an easy access app, you have to log on. Or maybe that's just me, because I don't know. It's just... it's just me. Anyway, so the Harley Quinn animated show is pretty big. The character is huge. She's not even considered a villain anymore, really. Now she's like an anti-hero. She's had her own comic book for a long time, but some new interesting things have happened in the comic book, and I want to tell you about it right after this. You gotta listen to the next show. I'm sorry, we ran out of time. Sorry.